I wanted to show you guys a little something different here, just kind of how I practice my normal setup here. So I'm about 85 yards to this pin. I'm at the Wheelinks in North River. I'm not really working on 85-yard shot necessarily. I'm working a lot with the hanger. It's a new training that I've been trying. Today's day 2. It's really been incredible. So I've got on my 54 here. Again, I'm not super worried about the target. I'm hitting at the pin, but not too specifically. It's all about building this feel, working on mechanics here. So I've got a 54 degree with the hanger on it. The whole point in the hanger, and there's a link in my bio if y'all are interested. I know it sounds like I'm selling it, but I mean, it's day 2. I can tell it's so much better. What I'm always trying to do is feel like my left wrist, my left forearm are staying really in line. And through impact, my hands and wrists are doing nothing, and I'm just turning my body through. It keeps the club very stable, very quiet. There's not a lot of face rotation. And so it happens to line up. The reason I reached out in the first place was that it lines up with what I've been trying to work on and feel. And so we're on day 2 of me using it, and it's still not comfortable yet, but the results are crazy. I'm just hitting them so straight with it. And y'all can see my spread out there. Ball's going straight. And so, like I said, I'm not necessarily trying to hit shots to the flag. I'm worrying about me and the feel, my, mechanics, I guess, technically, but the feel I'm trying to create here and just trying to learn the hanger, learn what it's trying to make me do. It's interesting. It makes me try to keep it on my forearm the whole swing, so that there's, even from the top of my swing, there's no wrist angle change, no manipulation, and it's actually feeling like I'm almost having to roll it more in the backswing, like the face is almost opening, but you can see like that's perfect. Like that face is still closed, it's not too open. It's getting me in a good spot, but it's different than what I was before. And so again, just interesting to see the differences of what it's making me do, how it's making me change my swing, and ultimately that's what I like in training aids. Is I don't like training aids that put you in a position. I like that you can hit your club, grip your grip, and you have to put yourself in the position. It's just showing you what you need to get to. It's a little short there. But I mean, y'all can see the left to right spread that I've had here with this 54 with the hanger on it. It's crazy. I mean, again, if you go to like my link tree, you can look at the website, snoop around. I'm no salesman for the hanger. I reached out, wanted to try it, and it's just like, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like the left to right spread is just showing you how quiet the face is, and it's just something that I think everyone would hit it straighter if they practiced this. If this became their usual delivery through the ball here. Just there. It's just body moving, arms, face staying quiet. A little bit of a chunky flyer. Again, not worried about the result there. Just kind of trying to feel the mechanics, positions, all that good stuff. But this is what so much of my practice is. It's either, I love practicing in that 80 to 110 range. Not necessarily to get better at those, which you do just by doing it, but it's like full swings basically, but low effort, where I can really control what the club's doing. I can really get the most feel out of what's going on with the club. Learn to control the club, just make it contact, all those good things. But this is what a lot of my practice is with, 54 to 9 irons, just easy swings, but working on mechanics. But I mean, again, y'all can see the spread. Like, I'm not trying to make this a hanger video, but today's practice is just basically me getting used to the hanger here, and don't have any rounds in the queue, so figured I'd make this more a YouTube style video, long form of just like how I practice, what it looks like, what I'm working on. Since I switched to hitting fades, not even predominantly, almost exclusively, unless I just have days where it just feels weird. I'm basically only trying to feel no, from the left shoulder down, that's just locked in place. There's no hands, there's no manipulation. I'm just pulling that rope like I'm always talking about. Just long, wide body turn, hold off the face, hit a little bit of a bleeder fade. That's always the feeling. And so this is what's helping me feel that right now, using the hanger. Hit my little bleeder. But definitely something I recommend. Like I said, the links in my the Linktree has the hanger website. At least go check it out. Like, it does support me. Like, I wouldn't lie to you guys. Like, I reached out to them because I wanted to try it. It lines up with what I want. And the reason I didn't make any content with it day one is I wanted to make sure it was good. I wanted to make sure it worked, and wanted to make sure it was something that I would actually, happily tell people to try. But like, that's why I wanted to roll some video today, just show you guys what I'm seeing. It's like, I mean, it's just so obvious how straight the ball's going. Even on like kind of miss hits. And again, it's really weird and uncomfortable for me right now because it's just day 2 of doing it. Like, you can tell me to do anything, and if it's different than what I normally do, it's uncomfy. And on some level, it's uncomfy right now, but that's part of, a new swing change, new feel. I want anyone I give lessons to, I want them to know too, like, it's normal. It's normal to, like, on some level, hate how it feels because it's different. Any change is really uncomfortable, but it's just worth it. I know what this is making me do, what this is teaching me to do through impact, what it's teaching my body to do through impact, to almost rotate more, but just make it more of a body rotation. Like, that's all good stuff. But I'm just seeing like straight ball after straight ball after straight ball after straight ball. Kind of tells you all you need to see. And that's, I'm always preaching the speed ladder, the effort ladder. If you've ever taken a lesson from me, I like to start you at 20% with something. And that's, granted, this is bigger than 20%, but not much bigger. I mean, these feel, I might call these 40%, but we start at 20%. We work on the swing change at 20% until you can do it almost every time, 9 or 10 out of 10. And then we go to 30% until you can do it 9 or 10 out of 10 times. We go to 40% and so on. And just eventually what you're working on is the exact same thing as your full swing. When you go to making, 90%, hopefully not 100% swings with any irons or anything, but when you go to make a pretty full stock golf course swing, it's just a longer version of what you've been drilling in, what you've been practicing at 20%. And so that's what I'm doing here. These low speed 54s, I'm going to do this until it's like, this is, and we're close. I mean, I'm, kind of, the results are where I need them to keep going up, but it doesn't feel comfortable yet. So I'm going to stay at this speed, but this is what it looks like, where we just start at a low effort level, low percentage. We do it until it's just automatic, and then we go up. Eventually, when I just go to hit an 8-iron on the course or something, it's just going to be a full swing version of these rehearsals, these practice swings. It's not necessarily fun to go hit 20% 9-irons on the course or on the range, not on the course, on the range. When you're going to practice, hit balls, it's not necessarily fun, but it's necessary. You're not gonna, everyone has their golf swing. Their golf swing's not gonna change unless you drill the hell out of low speed versions, right? Just very, very low speed, controlled. I always tell people too, like, I could make whatever swing I want if I'm not hitting a ball and swinging in slow motion. Like, if I want to swing like Bubba or Jim Furyk, where it's just like, if I wanted my swing to look like this with no ball and low speed, I can obviously do that. I can swing however I want. But when the ball's there and you add speed, it gets harder, right? And so we want to do it at the highest speed we can, where we're actually controlling it. And that ends up being a very low percentage to start. It's just hard to make swing changes. So you got to start at a low speed and go from there. The backswing feels really different with the hanger than I'm used to. I hit that one full for some reason, not on purpose. That's kind of how it goes though. You're working on, I was kind of feeling a backswing thing, kind of lose track of how much gas I'm giving it. Kind of goes to show you too, you can only really focus on one thing at a time, which is why I like the practice to be very practice specific, I guess. It doesn't have to resemble an actual full speed stock swing necessarily, because it's too hard to do both things at once. Like I said, if I just hit a stock 54, it's going to be like my normal swing until I do enough of these, lower speed to where that becomes my new norm. I couldn't emphasize enough how, I mean, I know it's a wedge. I know I'm good with a wedge and hit it pretty straight anyway, but like this is the spread of just day 2 of using this, the ratio of like how uncomfortable it feels to like how good the results are is crazy. I'm just so excited about this. Like, not a big training aid guy, not someone who would be out here grinding with a training aid ever, but this is just exactly what I try to feel anyway, and so it just helps me do it even better. Cleaning your grooves is very important. Shout out to Grant, or I guess to Wesley for telling Grant to do that, and then Colin and all the other guys. But I mean, when your grooves get full, it's aggressive to call that a flyer, but like you lose spin, especially with wedges, you lose spin, comes out higher with less spin, and it just goes. And so you lose that control. Spin is control. The ball in the grooves is control, and you lose that when they're full. So even though that one felt just like all the other ones, it flew maybe 9-10 yards farther because it's just almost a flyer. So clean your grooves. As soon as I clean it too, shorter, spinnier, short hole high, good shot still, but